I'm George English, the Director of Research Through People. These are dreadful times, aren't they? But one of the saviours has been technology. And one of the consequences of this has been that we've been able to do talks on family history on Zoom all over the country, in England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. So if you would like us to come and talk to your club or organisation, we'd be very happy to arrange that. And the sort of things we put into these talks are things that are of interest to people, and it's tremendous, isn't it, the growth of interest in the last few years. Who do you think you are? Program on television, also of course Long Lost Family, House Through Time are things. So people are more and more interested in finding out, and the ability to do so also has increased with technology. So typically what we would put into a talk would be obviously what is family history, what are the chances of success. We tailor it to the audience, so we use local examples, but then we spread out worldwide, because of course so many people came from somewhere else or have ancestors perhaps the other side of the world. And bringing to life, walking in your ancestors' footsteps, how can we make this a real experience with surprises? And it's tremendous when you see the action on people's faces when they find out more about their family. Use examples to do that, and of course any questions and things that people have. And in fact we found that a lot of clubs have actually invited other people who said, oh, that's a very interesting topic, I'd like to come and find out. Now, one of the things we typically start with now is, where do surnames come from? And one thing we're very happy to do is for you to send us the surnames from your club, and we'll have a look and see if we can find out where they come from. We then talk a bit about the background, the sort of where your ancestors might have lived. So for instance, in Essex, here's an old map. A county like Essex bordered on London on the one side and on the coast in the other. And of course every county is different, and the different facets that affected the lives of ancestors. Then documents, so the birth, marriage, death documents and census documents are key, so we can show people what the document looks like, what information we get from that. And then we show examples. So here, for instance, the Morris in Wales, you can see the ancestry there that they married into, and give an idea of going back in time and what you can find out. Here's one in Scotland, where in fact Scotland, Buchanan very much a Scottish surname, but we started with a member in England, but then we found they did actually come from Scotland originally. If we're talking in Scotland, it would be natural to talk about the clans. So in other words, we include things that are relevant to the audience we're talking about. Newspapers, other sources of information that can help to put flesh on the bone, so to speak, to help us understand what our ancestors actually went through. And we're very, very big fans of ancestors' footsteps, going where your ancestors came from. In this case, New Zealanders with ancestors in Northumberland came over, and a video was made of their trip, and it was a tremendous thing. Now, another thing we specialise in is doing reports that bring the ancestors to life with old maps and photos. We find quite often people have done a lot of work on their family, but it's not in a state to share with other family members, and that's one of the key things to do. So that's a sort of flavour of what we can talk about. Please feel free to get in touch. Very happy to talk to your club or organisation, discuss what we might actually include in that. Here are our contact details. The Research Through People website is there, or you can give me a ring if you want. So look forward to hearing from you.